Hello everyone, I am Arglefump. This is a review for Young Alfred, Payne and the Butler. Written by Michael Northrup, who did the Dear Justice League and its sequel, Dear DC Supervillains, I think it was called. Those are both good books. I like them. Funny character, funny author, and it's just an interesting premise. I know they've done like a TV show called Pennyworth, so that's like the official backstory of Alfred, but this one is pretty good too. So this is Alfred when he's a young kid. Basically, I wish there had been a little bit more depth to the backstory, because Alfred's father died, and so Alfred is kind of forced to give up his dreams of going into the theater, and instead he has to become a butler. So he goes to Gotham for butler school, and he makes a bunch of friends. You can see them there, and he's sort of the screw-up of the group. Like, he's the worst one there, and then there's this group of bullies called the Arkham Disorderlies. Well, no, the Arkham Orderlies, but Alfred writes Arkham Disorderlies. And he has fun with his friend. There's another girl who's British, and they break into like a tea, like a special tea event, which is only for old people, but they sneak in with disguises and have fun. And then Alfred manages to turn things around, and he uncovers a sinister plot by the leader of this really uptight butler and maid academy. A sinister plot. Basically, the villain is trying to get the Arkham Orderlies into the homes of all these very rich people. So he's trying to disguise them as the proper butlers and stuff, so they can rob the rich people and cause chaos. And so Alfred and his crew end up having a big battle with the Arkham Disorderlies. And I thought that was pretty cool. Let me see if I can show that fight scene. I mean, I guess here's pictures of it. Here's what the artwork looks like. The artwork's pretty good. I liked the artwork. There are no places where I saw a picture and said, well, that looks terrible. No, everything looks perfectly serviceable. Oh, and we have a second story going on in the present. I believe that's like 3 chapters or so, where Joker and Harley Quinn try to break into the Wayne family manor because there's a big fundraiser being held for the orphanage, and they disguise themselves as sandwich delivery people, and Alfred, in his butler persona, manages to defeat them. He throws them down the laundry chute, and then Harley Quinn goes, "Oh, shoot!" Jokes like that. Oh yeah, and there was a nice teacher too, and overall, I thought it was a perfectly fine book. This is a great Batman book. I liked it. I did like Bruce Wayne Not Super a little better, because that one was more on the comedy edge of things, but this was still a pretty funny book by a pretty funny author. The illustrations were great. The story's great. As I said, I kind of wished for a bit more of the backstory with Alfred and his father and his decision to go into butler school, because it just starts with him arriving at the butler school. I feel like they also could have done a better job with the villains, like the 2 teachers that are in on the plot. I feel like they were kind of interchangeable, and the same could have been said of the Arkham Disorderlies. I kind of wish that some of the Arkham Disorderlies had been, based on Arkham Asylum people, but that's okay. That's okay. Like, one of them could have been like, a young, like one of the Hugo Strange relatives or something like that. But it was good. Overall, I'd say great. It was a good book. I give it a thumbs up, and I definitely recommend it. Forgot to mention, nice diverse casting too. Really like that. And it's interesting going into just to the backstory of Alfred. I really like the title too, Payne and the Butler. That's, I know, very sophomoric humor, but I thought it was humor. I thought it was funny. So, good graphic novel for middle schoolers. I believe kids and middle schoolers are what this is aimed for. It's part of the DC Kids group. It's got a quote from Jeffrey Brown, who did Batman and Robin and Howard. I might actually say I like this book better than Batman and Robin and Howard. No offense to Jeffrey Brown. But thought this book was this book is longer too, so I mean it's got that going for it, and I think it's got slightly bigger pages as well. Okay, I think I've run out of things to say. Thanks for watching my review. Hope that's enough to satisfy you, to let you know whether or not this seems to be the sort of... Yeah, here's the cast of characters. Hopefully I've said enough to give you an idea of, like, the book and the characters and the story, and you should know by now whether or not this seems like the sort of book for you. I'd recommend it, definitely. It's just a funny book about Alfred sort of being the screw-up in Butler class, but he ends up saving the day with the help of his friends. Good for him. Good job, Alfred.